three events had to happen. Two, I'm not even going to talk about.
What's more important, love or inner peace? Only one word.
Love.
What's the importance and fundamentals of keeping a strong relationship?
Open and honest communication.
Right? When you are peaceful with yourself, the fragrance that comes out of it is love. No? Okay.
No, making a relationship work is extremely tough. Making $1 million isn't tough. People change over time, and you have to make allowances for your change and their change.
Welcome to IAMVERSE Podcast family. My name is Roshni and I'm your host, and today we are going to talk about relationship, inner peace and a little bit about happiness with the partner. Okay, so today with me joining us, Acharya Ji. As you know her, obviously I don't need to introduce, but we have a new member today, new guest, and that is Mike, the partner and IAMVERSE finance advisor. Yes, Mike? Because Mike. Okay, and we have marketing man with us who looks after all the marketing thing in IAMVERSE. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the podcast. So, G, today we are going to talk about relationship.
Ooh,
I think
interesting
you and
topic.
Mike are the most experienced one here, and that's a deep conversation.
Does that mean that they're old? Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh dear.
But how do you know they have the most experience?
Because, I think G told just now in the last podcast that they got married since 8 years.
Yeah, about 8 years, right, Mike?
Yeah.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Okay.
What a good start to a conversation about relationships when you don't
It's
even
marriage
know
also.
when you don't even know how long you've been married.
So is that 8 years, Mike? Or?
No, it's 10.
10? Oh, wow. So where's the last 2 years gone to?
In the blink of an eye.
They
Okay.
just disappeared.
Look at that.
Oh dear.
This is why Mike is important in the team.
It is
Yeah.
so important.
We all know that. And Mike, I just want to ask you, G and Mike, to both of you, like, when did this all happen? Like relationship, dating, then marriage, everything from the beginning, your background. So the public, the audience
Look
wants
at
to know
that.
it. Obviously, because how are you so much of experience? You have so much of experience, they want to know that.
They want to know how you guys have a prosperous relationship,
Yes.
or how to induce one.
Mike, do you want to start or?
What's the importance and fundamentals of keeping a strong relationship?
Okay.
Communication.
Yeah, I think that is fundamental.
Open and honest communication is paramount.
We've had our shares of ups and downs, and because we have communicated honestly, and we have been able to talk things through without judgment. I say without judgment, but there may be judgment, I don't know. But it's the ability to hold each other's space, communicate honestly, and move forward from it. Because it's so easy to go back to the past and say, oh, you said this, you did this, why did you do this? And if you focus on moving forward, then I think the relationship becomes more like a space that allows you to grow as an individual. You grow as an individual, and then you have this connection that also grows as you grow. For example, if a partner is growing and another stays behind, which is very common in today's world, it becomes a conflict because one has grown, has evolved spiritually, mentally, and so on and so forth. Our journey has been together, right? So I became very, very interested in spirituality, curiosity, in very, very early on. And then he just supported it initially, and now he's become very spiritual. right? So, and then mentally, because I come from a very different background and he comes from a very different, the extreme east and the west, there is a lot of cultural differences. So the mental attitude towards life, he helped, and I adapted to that mental, the way of looking at life differently. And all of these things is the fundamental is communication.
Nice.
That's a good one. Yeah. Mike, anything from your side?
Well, it's what it is. What it is. You have to. One of the things that was mentioned there was when there's a conflict, you talk it through, but you have to be able to let it go too. You can't hang on to what's happened and carry on with it. You've got to say, that's it. We've now talked it out and that's over. You have to be able to let it go.
And this is what he is very good at, because I think I speak for a lot of women as well. Manh will probably agree.
Yeah.
We like to go back, and we like to boil on it a little bit, and regurgitate and what happened, and I did that before as well. But I'm learning that there's no point to it. But since I met Mike, he was just able to just let go. Right? And it's very, very surprising for me that he's just able to let go like this. But that helped me as well to become more appreciative of how a relationship can evolve when you just let bygones be bygones and just move on forward.
That's it, very important. If you keep on dragging up the past, it's going to grate on both of you.
Okay. And Manh, any perspective from your side? Like a modern relationship, how it works?
What do you mean? Why has he got a modern one and we haven't?
You guys are traditional.
Excuse me, we are...
I actually learned a lot from Acharya and Mike. Even though you might see that, hey, look, maybe Manh is a little bit younger. But actually, I learned a lot from Mike and G, because I'm actually, when I look at myself, I'm a very traditional guy. Meaning that I enjoy looking after the partner. I enjoy doing the so-called manly things that usually you would see in
man.
Yeah, exactly. That's where my name came from, So yeah, I actually see that, hey, I respect the modern society of way of doing things, but personally I also like the traditional ways. So
What is the modern way of doing things?
oh my gosh, do you see like how relationships are these days? It's quite
No, right
quite
now Mike
interesting,
told
yeah.
that. Let it go. So that is the modern way. Let go. Means the partner you let go.
Right.
Yes.
No, that's not what I mean by let go. You let go of the issue, not the person.
Yeah, but this time modern way is let go the person.
Well, that's too shallow.
Yeah.
You have, because then you're going to take that anguish with you into the next relationship, and then you'll do the same thing again, and you'll take the same shit with you to the next one. So that's not the way to deal with it. The way to deal with it, when you split up naturally, because you drift apart, but not over a spat. One spat and that's it, I'm gone. That's not a relationship at all. That's not even a friendship. That's nothing. That's a very casual attitude.
Is that what is happening nowadays? Like casual?
Yeah, it's very casual, G.
I don't know, G.
We have so many applications nowadays, like Tinder.
Application.
Tinder,
apps.
Happen, and what else? Oh man, you don't know.
I've never actually used dating apps before.
Apparently,
Really?
Triff and Sammy uses it.
Yeah, our videographers.
I get
by the way.
information from her.
She probably still uses it too.
No, Mike, I am married
And
and happy.
That's good to know.
And I already can't handle my life. How will I handle 2-3 people's life?
well, that's an amazing thing that I don't understand either. So.
That's good. Okay, man. So, tell me something about your and Angela's story. Like, how did it all happen? I know you told the last time, like, you met her, I think in India? No, Kenya.
Kenya.
Kenya, yeah.
Yeah.
Kenya. So, after that, like, we have to end that podcast because it was too long.
Yeah.
But then what happened actually? And G and Mike was there? Like, they know about it?
Yeah, G and Mike
That
was
time.
heavily involved as well.
What do you mean?
meaning that I got a lot of advice from them. Like when I was a kid, meaning that I was in my secondary school phase, I had no idea what it meant to be in a relationship or what does actually love mean. So I would go into relationship after relationship after relationship, and I didn't understand why. And I remember there was one moment, G, in Lincoln. I told you that I'm pursuing Angela, and then you was also mentoring and coaching her, and then you told me, man, don't rush into things. Be patient. Eventually, over time, it will work the way as how it should be, but you should not try to pursue that with full force. And in my mind, I'm like, but that was how my subconscious and my pre-programming works. It's like, if I love you, I'm going to go in full force. But then G told me, and also Mike told me about the importance of patience, right? You sometimes, you have the intention of pursuing something, but at the same time, you need to let go of the expectation. So it was very, very important that during that time, I had G and Mike in my life. Because if I didn't, then most likely I would be in that
Not
Oh,
same
have
cycle.
Angela in your life.
I would not have Angela.
You would have freaked her out.
I would freak her out, and I would probably do the same patterns that I've been doing over and over again.
Patterns like what?
Like just going relationship after relationship after relationship. But then actually what I found was that it wasn't the next relationship that I needed to go into, but I first needed to look inside and discover who man was. Once I discovered who man was, and then through the coaching of Mike and Acharya, it was like, oh, okay, there's more to life than going from relationship to relationship. I first need to work on my own relationship first, understand who I am as a person, and then I can, rather than fill the other person's cup, I can have a full cup of myself and be able to, just like what G said, go together whilst we're growing together, you know? So I feel like I have a new understanding of relationship. You can call me traditional or not, but I feel it's more healthy than what most people are going through right now. And I'm very happy that I'm at this stage.
That's
That's a nice one.
It's good.
That's beautiful.
But, man, and to everyone, actually, I wanted to ask this. The thing is, we start loving someone, okay? We get into relationship.
It's exciting.
It's exciting.
It's new.
It's new. We feel cuddling and all that, butterfly and all that. But then after that, is it necessary to get married for the future? Or is it okay, like, just stay in a live-in and, like, whatever, like, life goes on, nothing else. We don't need child or something.
I've got a niece in the UK, and she's older than you two guys, and she's got 3 kids and a loving partner, but never felt the need to get married.
Marriage is it's a system where it's created to give safety to the relationship and the children that comes from that relationship. There are societies like the UK society, I don't know about any other Western countries, where they recognize long-term partnership as equivalent to being married. So they get the same, the government recognizes it as the same thing as being married. So there is safety net for the children and the partnership as well. But where it's not recognized, I think that it's logical if you are committed to each other. It's logical to get married, to give the benefit of marriage to your relationship and your children. But if it is not required and you get the same thing as what a marriage would give, then I think it's one less hassle, right? I never thought really about marriage. Our marriage was very, very low key, and
bit like the character in the Marvel character Loki. It was that Loki.
very, very low key, because it doesn't cross my mind to have. And I did think that, maybe should I have make it a bit bigger, or. But because it doesn't cross my mind that way, so it was very low key. And if the society or the way we work, the way we do things, if it had been okay without getting married, I probably wouldn't have gotten married. We would have continued as partnership probably. But it needed, we're from 2 different countries, and it just made sense to be married. So we got married. But it doesn't have to be a big deal. So we got married low-key. Yeah.
That's nice, Ji. But Ji, I think in India, this is like a very big thing. Like, people don't get married and they stay together. Like, nowadays, people are open with that. Like, modern culture.
This is modern.
Yeah, this is
relationships,
modern.
yeah.
Yeah.
But before, like, it was a very tough thing. Oh,
Yeah.
you have a boyfriend, you have a girlfriend. That is a big deal in India.
Yeah.
UK, I think it's very, like, I don't know, Mike, you should say, like, how is the UK culture? Because you have a wife who's from India and who's an Indian. So how is it like difference? Like, any difference when you met her and you saw her culture and your culture? It's totally different, I think. So how did you guys adjust? And
Well,
yeah.
when I eventually got to Manipur, it took me right back to my childhood. Because they're quite a long way behind the Western culture. So that was a culture shock. But going to India was also a culture shock. And it took me quite a while to adjust to most of it.
In what aspect? Give us the details, Mike. What was the culture shock that shocked you the most?
I think it was a noise first.
Probably was.
the noise.
Noise,
Okay.
yeah. The teemings of people, the traffic is just wherever you are, even in the village, they drive like lunatics. And there's only 3 cars on the road.
Yeah.
And they're still trying to beat each other up.
Yeah.
And the constant honking. And you go to a city like Mumbai and you can't even think if you're outside. You can't even think because it's honk, 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 honk all day, all night.
They like to do that.
Yeah.
For some strange reason, yes, they do. And, you know, as this is about relationships, that is also about a relationship. What sort of relationship does that level of noise in any environment create with the rest of the people in that environment? Because relationship isn't just between
Two people. Yeah.
people. It's the relationship with the people all around you.
And the environment.
Yeah. And if you're going to constantly be going, what message is that giving to the outside people? That means you don't care about anybody else but me. And that's not a healthy relationship. And nor is it a healthy relationship for the people that have to put up with it.
Yeah, that's why it's a cultural difference, you know, because it's very different the way people function in terms of, you know, how the relationship with the environment, with the relationship with the people around. So I think that's more to do with that it starts there. It makes a difference. So you had a culture shock when you went to India.
Yeah.
But I think your question was more to do with more personal relationship. Like I think it was because we lived separately from there, so it didn't make a big impact in the personal relationship per se, because it was just the two of us, and we were figuring it out, identifying. We still had the communication, so I think it was okay. Yeah.
But gee, did you got like any kind of shock, like culture shock, if you went to UK, like anything specific?
No,
Something
not
different from
really.
India. Oh, this also happens.
No, because she'd been to UK a couple of times
Yeah,
before.
and I am very familiar with the culture and the people and the society long before I met him. Yeah, so
And she'd been to America.
Yeah, I know.
That just destroys everything you know about the West.
so it's no, I didn't have any culture shock per se.
Man, what about you? Like, I think even your culture compared to Angela culture is totally different. So how was it? Like your cultural shock or something? Oh, this also happens.
I think for my family, we're actually very reserved. So in saying that, Angela's family is very out there. Like it's very Latina. They love to dance, love to party, very expressive. The first time that I went to meet them, it was a big eye opener for me. I'm like, so I have to kiss every single person in the room? I'm like, okay, hi uncle, hi auntie, hi.
This
Hi
should be
cousin.
hook.
Hi this, hi that. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. In my family, we just say, okay, bye. Have you eaten? Okay, go. Okay, bye. It's
My
very,
family is also like that,
Yeah.
like a traditional Asian family. I
It's
think.
not showing so much of love, but we love each other, but not like too much into lovey-dovey. Right?
Not very expressive
Yeah.
word-wise.
they show their love through food.
Yeah.
They ask you, have you eaten yet?
Yeah.
But they wouldn't say, I love you.
Yeah.
Right? And recently, I've been saying that a lot more to my mom. And she's like...
Are you okay?
Yeah, she's like, huh? What's going on? Everything okay, son? It's like, yeah, everything's okay. I love you, mom. It's like, oh, okay, thank you.
Maybe she doesn't know what to say.
Yeah.
She doesn't know what to do with it.
Yes, because we're not familiar with it, so that's why
Yeah.
we have a different way of showing and expressing our love. So, yeah, I think between me and Angela, I'm very used to her family side now. So,
It's been how many years? 5 years, right?
it's coming up to 5 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you.
So when are you guys planning to get married?
Soon.
When?
Soon. Yeah. If I reveal it now, then there's no surprise.
Okay. Guys,
Good man.
comment below if you want to know when Man and Angela are getting married. Okay.
It's good to have surprises.
Yeah. And Man, I just want to ask you this question. Like, you and Angela have a same religion?
Same religion, spirituality. That's my
Okay.
religion. Love is my religion as well.
Oh, that's so cute. But in India, like we have so many different kind of religion too,
Yeah.
right? So we have this problem in this relationship and religion problem. You know that, right? Like if you love a Hindu-Muslim thing, like if a Hindu girl likes a Muslim guy, that is a big thing in India. I don't think, does it happen
Good
in
thing positive or good thing negative?
good thing,
Not so positive.
not so positive? So do you think this happens in UK or I think from, where is Angela from? Colombia, right?
Colombia, yeah.
Yeah. So all these places,
I don't think it happens.
religion is a big thing in India. So just saying that for a relationship thing.
No, I don't think it happens in the UK. Or at least I haven't seen any examples of religion impacting anything. I think they're very open. Yeah.
It depends on what the religion is, because if I'm Church of England, just because that's how I was christened. But if it's different for Catholics. Catholics are a lot stricter. And so yes, it does impact, but it depends on which religions they are as to how strict they are about their rules. Because you get the Jewish religions, they're very strict about who you can and can't marry. Catholics are very strict about who you can and can't. And you've got to get waivers for all sorts of things, especially with Catholics.
Do you think it still happens now?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
Okay. That's a different thing. I thought this happens only in India.
No, it's. I don't know for sure, but we've got some Muslim chaps around that they could answer that question better. But I think the Muslims are quite strict as well.
That's true. Okay, so G, I'll just want to ask you something. What's the biggest lesson you have learned as a couple, to both of you? Like I'm asking this question, as a couple.
I think we've already spoken about that already.
Could I ask a question then?
Yeah.
So, relationship doesn't just come down to individual and also with another partner, but I also wanted to ask how your relationship is with the universe, with spirituality. Like, how do you develop your relationship to be able to connect more with your higher self?
That's a good question. It's, I think for me, naturally, there is a curiosity from when I was a lot younger. Then I stopped because I couldn't get any answers from the people that were around me. I would find out, why do we do this way? Why do we have to offer water? Why do we have to put a lamp? What is the meaning of all of this? And I couldn't get any answers, so I stopped doing everything. Then I found yoga, and I was very, very attracted to it. And my body wanted to do more, and my mind was happier when I was, doing the Om chanting, and I wanted to do more. And back then, Grandmaster had 3 levels of teacher training. So there was a basic, and then there was the advanced level, and there was a master's, and I wanted to do everything, so I did. And I finished the master's training, and it took me all of those training, maybe a couple of years. And I thought, I haven't had enough, I haven't had enough. What is the next step? So I started developing more of a, different relationship with him, and then learning more differently. And I started working with him. Then my curiosity deepened even more. Then it was not just what I was learning from the outside. It was more what was happening inside as well. And whilst all of this is happening, I'm a master as well. And I truly believe that when I met him, it was divine intervention. And I have spoken in other podcasts as well, that how it all came together and how IAMVERSE is born. It is all a divine intervention. So whilst all of this is happening, I became more aware of myself. I became more aware of the separation between my body and my thoughts, and the me. I could recognize me more than my thoughts, because I have a lot of thoughts going on. I'm very logical minded, so there is a lot of sequential thoughts that happens continuously. And it does help with building the company, strategizing and all these things. But when things became too much, and I say this out of necessity, it came to a point in my life where I had to learn to segregate from my thoughts. Otherwise, I think I could have gone the other way. I could have gone crazy, right? So it came to that point where I needed to separate myself from my thoughts and became more aware and of who I am. And I think that also is divine intervention. So I became more aware of who I am and my relationship with my surroundings. So that made me a lot calmer. So just before, something was, Ella was saying something and Roshni was saying something else, and I said, when somebody says something or tries to trigger you, what could be my response? And Ella said something about silence, and that's how I would respond, right? It's silence, because it's taking that pause to figure out, is there a need to respond to it, or is there no need to respond to it? If there is a need for response, then I will do something about it. If it's not required, then why bother? Why waste my energy on something like that? So like that, this is an ongoing process of internal knowledge, internal knowing, internal relationship, and the relationship with God. And I think that the more you become aware of yourself and the divinity within you, I think it starts kind of merging. And I think that I'm in the process of identifying more of who I am and the divinity within me. And of course, if there is divinity within me, then there is divinity in all of you. So, work in progress.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, when you actually listen to these teachings, back in the days, I would just listen it as face value. But actually, if you were to understand the in-betweens and the gray areas, that's where you get the aha moments. So when I'm listening to G, I'm actually getting so many different ahas. Oh, okay. So I didn't think of it that way. It's not just pausing, but there's different aspects to pausing as well. Because if you're in an environment where you're like scattered, or you're in an environment where it's very difficult to pause, then you have to use different techniques, right? Like breathing techniques, maybe mudras, different ways, right? So yeah, I think the more that people surround themselves with masters, teachers, and higher conscious people, I think that's where you get the most ahas, because you can tap in, and just like what G said in the days, is a process called osmosis, right? The more that you spend time with them, the more that you merge with them, the more you start learning how they operate. And then as a result, then you become more awakened, and you start understanding what is the meaning behind how to cultivate the better relationships, not just with yourself, but with others, but also with your higher self. I think that's like, wow, that's the cool thing about it,
Yeah. And I also think that, just to sum up to that, I think the more you develop a better relationship with yourself, and the more you heal inside, the better your outer relationship is going to be.
Yes.
And
100%.
I think this is what we did, right? We healed our insides. And because we healed and we grew individually, uplifted ourselves, so it's easier to have the relationship as two people.
Nice.
Gee, related to this only, I just want to ask, what does inner peace with the relationship go hand in hand?
Well, if you're peaceful inside, this is the knowing yourself. It all comes back to that. There's a knowing, or starting to know who you are. It starts with that. And when you are peaceful within yourself, let's say,
I can talk from experience.
okay, you talk from experience then.
I think Mike is the definition of inner peace.
Yeah.
Like anywhere, any time of the day, whenever you see him in the office, it's like
Yes,
inner
very
peace.
Yeah.
So
Very
zenful.
Yeah.
But that's not always been the case. Because long time back, when I first got married, I was like that. But over the years, as those years progressed, I got more and more and more stressed with the relationship and with me spending far too much time at work and less time at home. But had I spent more time at home, I would have been stressed there. So, and I became an angry person. Three events had to happen. Two, I'm not even going to talk about.
It's okay. It's okay.
But the other one was I had to separate from my wife because I could not carry on in that manner. So I had to move on from that, and then I had to realise that I'd got myself into a horrible state and I needed to do something about it. And it took a long time for me to get from the angry state back to the state that I'm in now. And it was a painful journey and hard work. Because when you're tearing yourself apart inside, you're tearing apart the relationship around you. And so you have to stop tearing yourself apart so that you don't tear the outside apart. But it's bloody hard work. But it can be very worth it. And for me it was worth it. And getting into spirituality, although very late in life, I always knew that it was there. I didn't. It wasn't gifted to me at a young age. I was at Church of England, but I didn't go to church. I didn't follow any of the scriptures. I didn't learn anything about. Well, I did, but that was just out of curiosity. But I didn't follow any of the rituals or anything. But I always knew that there was something bigger. So when I started learning, I buried myself in learning it. All sorts. I didn't just stick with one path into spirituality. I just did what I do. I just scooped everything up I could. And in that process, I gradually chipped away at this shadow inside. And I became the person that I like.
Nice.
And I like me. But it was hard work.
Yeah.
And I had support. She had to put up with shit too.
But it was worth it. It was worth it. Now I say Mike is like, he is so full of light right now. It's like you have no idea what he does for this company and how he supports and how his light right now, because what he was sharing was doing a lot of shadow work, what we now call it as shadow work, the darkness within you, to deal with that and let your light shine forth. And it's tough. It's really tough. It was
Without medication too.
without medication, yes. No magic mushrooms here.
No pathetic drugs either.
Yeah.
That just suppress everything.
Yeah. So it's really laudable that you did so much work and that you are now not only supporting me. By the way, we also decided to host my brother's family, and their son is autistic, and they are now in Dubai, and he's very much part of the whole process of helping heal the little child, and doing everything that he can to help support his healing. And all of this he's able to do it because he is, I can't say healed, because everybody is a work in progress, but he has done a lot of healing work, and that light that shines forth helps me as well, and in many ways helps this company. Yeah.
Wow, Mike. I'm inspired by you.
I think a lot of our viewers can also relate to Mike as well,
Yeah.
because sometimes there are people who struggles through not knowing how to overcome pain, or not knowing how to do shadow work, or not understanding that things need to change. And I think once you've decided that, hey, look, I'm tired, I don't want to be that person anymore, and I want to be able to overcome it, I think that's the moment that change can begin.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think for a lot of our viewers, if you guys are going through anything and you want to be able to get a helping hand, this is why we started, or one of the reasons why we started what we're doing.
Yeah.
With the IAMVERSE vision, it's to create a family, create a union, to create a support tribe where you don't no longer feel alone. You can join our community, find a person to be able to get help with, and be able to overcome it together. I think that's very, very, very powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Mike, one question for you. You said so many things, but does work culture, like I asked Manh last time, you remember, work culture and relationship go hand in hand, like together? Like in office, your partner is with you, working with you. Like for me, this will not go hand in hand. We will always fight.
That's because you're not evolved enough. Evolved, not involved. Working together in a business can rip you apart, and it does so in a lot of cases. But we keep our personal feelings quiet. We don't voice them. We definitely don't do it in public. If there's something key that can't wait, it gets talked about in private. If it's something that can wait, it waits. Because it can wait. We do not discuss contentious things. It's company business, but it's a disagreement. We don't discuss that in public.
No.
So that's how it works. You keep it private,
Yeah.
and then you can carry on working together. If you need to, just make a note in your notebook, and so we'll talk about that later.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I can do that at home also. I'll make a note. Now see what I'll do.
So next time you have a spat with Triff, make an instead
Not for Triff.
Instead of having a spat with Triff, make a note in your notebook and say we'll discuss
No,
that
that is
later.
very instant. I can't make a note and then I'll ask him, why did you do this, Triff? No.
Try making that note.
I'll try though, Mike. Okay, so G, Man, and Mike, I just want to ask you last piece of advice. Who the people who are getting into relationship, who are newly in relation, like married and new live-in relationship or something like that, what advice would you like to give them? Starting with G.
My advice, well, it would be to do some inner work and inner reflection and develop a good relationship with you first. And when you are happy with who you are and how you interact with your surroundings, including the people around you, then it becomes easy to maintain a relationship, sustain a relationship, and evolve in that relationship. Without that awareness of yourself, one small thing can trigger you, can take you apart, or things can happen that you don't want it to happen, but you don't know how to come back from it. But if you are okay with yourself and your relationship with yourself, then your behavior to that outside trigger to your relationship is you can look at it very differently, from a very different perspective, and you would know how to you would know when to decide whether it's so small that you can move on from there, or even the decision that, okay, the time has come that it is no longer worth it to continue in this relationship. It is a natural falling apart, and you must let that happen. So either way, whatever is happening, do it with awareness. That's my message.
Gee, one more thing. I think you have heard about this news in India. I don't know about Man and Mike, but this happened very recently. A woman, wife, just recently got married to an unknown random guy. I mean, arranged marriage.
Okay.
Okay, but she was already committed before in the relationship. So what she did, when they went for a honeymoon, she killed the husband. And this is a very big thing in India right now. Actually, girls are killing the husband.
Oh dear.
So this is going viral right now. So what advice would you like to give to those women or men who were already in a relationship, but just because of some circumstances, they had to marry like some new person and they don't want to get married to?
A lot of this happens because there is societal pressure, parental pressure, or parent-like figure pressure, and they feel that they cannot get out of it. So there is a lot of emotional blackmailing, and the only thing that they can think of is, okay, I can't get out of this marriage. But when you do get into the marriage, maybe they think that, oh, now I need to get out of it, and they probably think, maybe I should just get rid of my partner. Jokes apart, that could have easily been the case. I don't know the details of the story, please don't get me wrong, but the thing is that the societal pressure it can be very strong, and even in my culture it's very strong, right? But you must remember that your soul is free. If it's easier said than done, actually. It's easier said than done, because it's very tough when it involves your family and your father or your mother say that if you don't marry this person, I'm going to die, Things like this can happen, and it becomes very difficult for people to deal with that. Even so, I think marriage and selecting a partner is one of the most key decisions that you would ever make in your life. So find a way to slow down the process. This is the least that you could do, right? Even, if you have to manage the emotions, if you feel obliged to manage the emotions of your family and you feel that, oh, I can't give up my relationship, pause, slow down the process, right? You know what you really want and you feel that you're not going to be happy marrying a stranger, then you should not do that. But you feel obligated to take care of your family. The best thing that you can do is find a way to pause, to slow down the process, and to talk openly and honestly. And here also, relationship is not just with a spouse or a partner. Relationship is very much with your parents as well. Talk to them that this is not going to work for me. Have the courage to stand up and say that this is not going to work, but in a way that is not hurting them, but in a way that is taking care of their feeling, but also sticking to your point and saying that this is not something that I can do, right? Marrying a stranger. So it all boils down to communication and how you deal with the situation. But one thing, my message is to pause, slow down, and take a breather and figure out what's the next best thing that you can do for yourself and for your family.
Thank you, Ji. Mike, what about you?
Well,
Any piece of advice?
that covers quite a bit of what I was going to suggest is don't rush into it. Know who you're dealing with, because going out with somebody is considerably easier than living with somebody. And when you do get into living with somebody, you have to make allowances. You absolutely must make allowances, because you've got two very different people coming in to live in the same environment, and they've got their own ways of doing things. So you have to be forgiving, and you have to work together to create something that can last. If you just charge in, like bull in a china shop, you're going to break the crockery, and it's not going to last very long. If you want to be anything more than a single person, you've got to accept that the other person counts too.
What about you, Man?
I think you got to understand what you want, because if you're someone like you want a short-term, long-term relationship, then
So be specific.
yeah, you have to understand what exactly is it that you both want and see if it aligns. Because if you, from my perspective, if you guys already have a mismatch on what you want at the beginning, then over time it's just going to continuously keep boiling without it being resolved. I think for me, what has helped me was being able to have an open communication and understand from my partner what exactly she wants and what she wants to have this relationship evolve to. Because Angela, she knows, she might not have everything figured out, but she knows what she wants in a partner. And that's what I respect. And through that as well, I've got to understand that for two people to do something in a long period of time, you kind of have to also rediscover yourself in a way, meaning that there's conversations that you probably haven't had with yourself that you might occur with the other person, and then that will also uplift you both. So I think, my main message for anybody who's looking to get into a new relationship, make sure, first of all, it's not just lust, because that's what a lot of people get into. They're like, wow, this person is amazing, it's gorgeous, handsome, I want to be part of it. But then what they fail to realize, or what they don't look, or what they say is love is blind, right? You don't see what is in the further future of what that relationship includes. Possibly you want to get together, have kids, marriage, etc. So, just gotta understand what you want out of the relationship, really. And if that also aligns with the other person, then that's great. If it's both the requirements.
That's a good one. I think, guys, you have got so many information with the experienced people.
One more thing.
Yeah.
People change over time, and you have to make allowances for your change and their change.
Wow, that's very intense. People change, yeah.
This is what you get from when you sit down with Mike and Acharya. It's like, wow.
So this episode should be like at least 2 hours, but then it won't
You mean
happen.
it wasn't?
No, that's why I get the team members to always find an opportunity to talk to Acharya Mike, because they have so much knowledge and so much experience.
Yeah.
So
I think too many different topics we can talk about.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Too many podcast episodes
Yeah.
we can do. Okay, Ji. So now we are coming to the end. So now we'll just play a rapid fire as usual. We do
I
it.
tried this before, but it didn't work. So show me how to
Yeah.
do it.
Now I'll show you. This is only for the special episode. Man will be there. Okay. So rapid fire, Ji. One word. Okay. This or that. Okay. What's more important? Love or inner peace? Only one word.
Love.
Wow. And what's
You want to know why?
Oh yeah, sure. I think for me, peace.
Because love means that you already have inner peace, right? When you are peaceful with yourself, the fragrance that comes out of it is love. So why I choose love is because it's already implied that you already have inner peace.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it means I'm already, means I'm lovable, or I love someone. That's why I have that kind of inner peace, something like that.
No, Roshni. It's more
No,
like
it means you love yourself.
Okay, means I love myself. Okay, inner peace. Okay, means I love myself. I'm very peaceful. Okay, Ji, what's the best piece of relationship advice? Okay, this you have ever received. Sorry, you have ever received from someone.
Okay, what's the best? I think it's from Mike, and I think is let it go.
Let it go, yeah, modern
Let it
kind of
go.
thing.
Let it go.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
I think it's a woman thing that you hold on to things from the past, and he would say, "Let it go. It's done and dusted. Let it go."
Okay, Ji, should I apply this on social media thing also?
Why?
I mean, if you say something, let it go, Ji.
No, not that one. Not that one. Not to you and me. Not
Sorry, Ji,
social
I take it
media.
very seriously, everything. Okay, Mike, coming to you.
Tell me.
Oh, okay. What's harder, making $1 million or making a relationship work?
Making a relationship work.
But why? We are doing this podcast so that you guys are so experienced. I thought making dollar is tougher. No? Okay.
No. Making a relationship work is extremely tough. Making $1 million isn't tough.
We'll come back to that, guys. Finance and money matter, okay? Yeah. Okay, Mike. What's your favorite thing about working with Acharya Ji?
Working with Acharya Ji.
That's your favorite thing?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, I just got that.
Did you get it? That's nice, Mike. Okay. What's one thing you can't live without?
Acharya Ji.
That's a relationship podcast.
It's good answers.
Very good.
Mike is
I
smart.
didn't train him to say this.
You can tell he has experience. So.
In general, G, women always train their men like, okay, you have to say it like that, okay?
I
But
did
in
that.
general, I'm saying. Okay, so coming to man, you're ready.
Sure.
I can see that. Okay, what's harder, finding a great date or finding a great camera camera angle in a like marketing thing, like ads or something like that. Like this is wrong, this is right.
I guess finding a date. I'm pretty good at noticing marketing stuff, but
Yeah,
yeah.
means camera, marketing, all that thing.
You got lucky. You got Angela.
Yeah. Let's go with that. Finding a date. That's harder.
That's
Yeah.
harder. But I didn't think you need to do that, right?
Not anymore.
But sometimes don't you feel like okay, now today, like we have like fought like so much. Angela is so frustrating. I should go out with someone else. Like let's go out with someone else. Let's go to Tinder and find someone. Swipe.
Yeah, I've already had this conversation with Angela. We're locked in already, so
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
it's gonna be tough to get out of this one.
What's your favorite thing about working with Angela?
Don't say what I said.
Yeah, same answers, no.
Her compassion. Yeah, she's a very compassionate person.
She's very organized too.
Extremely organized. Yeah.
I've seen that that day. Wow, full office clean. Organized fully. Like I was like, wow, I came to the new office
Yeah,
today.
she's very, very organized.
She's very good at telling people what to do. Yeah.
And she get things done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should see behind closed doors.
She can really make things happen. She is very, very powerful, actually. Yeah. And her power, her inner power, her inner strength is coming out day by day, and it's a pleasure to see to see her work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, man. Last question. What's the ideal date? You going with Angela? Like, where do you want to take her, or where do you take her in general?
Somewhere exotic and cold.
Example.
Iceland.
I mean, we've always wanted to go see the Northern Lights.
Ah,
That
Iceland.
yeah.
Yeah.
Northern Lights. We also want to go to more of Asia part. Yeah. But we gotta make things happen right now. It's
Okay.
important, and then we can do that later.
Yeah, talk about that in the next one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's good. Okay, guys. So, wow, that was an amazing episode with all three of them. Relationship guide, and we got so many knowledge, like wisdom, good stories, their background, their culture, about spirituality. I think you have learned something from them. And if you have, then please comment below. Yes, I have. And you want some more episode by Mike, Manh, and Acharya Ji. And so if you like the episode, please like, subscribe, and comment below something good about this. Thank you so much.
I think
And this is very unfiltered.
I think it would be really nice to hear about their relationships, what they struggle with, and what kind of advice would they like, and what help do they need.
Yes,
then
please.
we can take it up in the next podcast.
Episode,
Yeah,
yeah.
next episode.
Sure. Yes. Did you listen? Did you listen? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is
Thank you
the
so much. This is
completely unfiltered. Yeah, please don't mind her. She's just like this. She's like a little bird, but she's
She knows me so
very
well.
pure at heart.
Thank you. Thank you. Namo Mataji.
Thank you so much. Thank you.